Frost on the shed roof, keys in my hand. Massive 35, waiting by the birch line. Old paint fading, still stops on command. Oh yeah, red tractors in the pines, working through the finished sky. From the barley to the rye, and the spruce that scrapes so high. 35, 165, 399, still pulling fire. 645 by the front of the line. Red tractors in the pine. Rain dust dancing, sun breaks the fall. Black soil turning under steel and slaw. 165 holes through the low wet ground. 399 holes as the swans swing around. Red tractors in the pine, working through the finished sky. From the barley to the rye, and the spruce that scrapes so high. 35, 165, 399, still pulling fire. 645 by the front of the line. Red tractors in the pines. Oh yeah. Forest at our shoulders, fields at our feet. 4 old friends and a lifetime of weed. Red tractors in the pine, working through the finished sky. From the valley to the rye, and the spruce that scrapes so high. 35, 165, 399, still pulling fire. 645 by the front of the line. Red tractors in the pine. Red tractors in the pine.
Chat keeps yapping about my life like it knows my every move, but it never stacked up birch pile high or pulled a stuck rig loose. Long field flat and frozen, breath hangs wide in the air. I got belly under blankets and diesel in my prayer. Weather is the boss out here, not some screen, not some talking my ear. From the grain to the gray old moss, clock says go, but the sky says stop. I plan, I push, I cuss, I toss, but the weather is the boss. Red Massey hums at sunrise, tracks through slush and clay. Spruce line holds the hillside where the saw sings half the day. Skis lean by the back door, waiting on a clear blue spell. I read the clouds like scripture, more than any manual. Weather is the boss out here, not some screen, not some talking my ear. From the grain to the gray old moss, clock says go, screen, now some talk in my ear. From the grain to the gray old moss, clock says go, but the sky says stop. I plan, I push, I cuss, I toss out on this finished cross. Yeah, yeah. The weather is the boss. Great dawn breath, coffee in a jar, frost on the shed roof, keys in my hand. Mass at 35, waiting by the birch line. Old paint fading, still stops on command. Oh yeah, red tractors in the pines, working through the finished sky. From the barley to the rye, and the spruce that scrapes so high. 35, 165, 399, still pulling fire. 645 by the front of the line. Red tractors in the pine. Rain dust dancing, sun breaks the fall. Black soil turning under steel and slaw. 165 homes through the low wet ground. 399 hauls as the swans swing around. Red tractors in the pine, working through the finished sky. From the barley to the rye, and the spruce that scrapes so high. 35, 165, 399, still pulling fire. 645 by the front of the line. Red tractors in the pines. Oh, yeah. Forest at our shoulders, fields at our feet. Four old friends.
Good day, everybody. Let's try this thing today. See if we can measure the firewood. We could probably better with an axe to get like a fresh, or see what the wood is inside. Like, I'm sure the very surface is very dry, but do we have, like, we could cut it, but we could split it with the axe if we can find the axe. It was here, but it's somewhere else now. You could definitely just poke this in the surface too. Maybe that's good enough. If we can find a axe somewhere. Or we could cut with that one if you really want to be thorough. You could try this. This stuff has been inside here. Like 3%. I don't know how accurate this one is. And if you should measure like this or the other way, it does that if that's any difference. Seems to be saying very low numbers at least. 1-2%. I don't know if I can trust that. Probably not trustworthy. Went up to 8%. It might be on the surface, but we should. Oh yeah, here we got some new. Soon we can put the firewood inside. We're gonna put. These are a couple of the old 5x5s from the barn. So some of the wood will be reused here underneath the pallets. But yeah, I should get like a saw or an axe or something. We could try to measure just these See what these are on the surface. Would be better if you would split it and get like a fresh. Yeah, because it kind of says that it's like I'm sure it's not like 8% maybe. I'm sure it's not like 2%, even though it's trying to say that. We should try to find an axe. Then we can split some wood. That's like 10, 11, that might be closer on the surface. Then we should try ones that are in the middle. Yeah, let's try to find an axe. Should be able to find an axe somewhere. Or a saw. Axe would maybe be, there's the chainsaw. Here's some tools, maybe here's an axe. Oh yeah, here's an axe. Try split a little bit, get like fresh wood outside, or fresh wood to measure on. Should try something that's like, that's been a bit beneath some other stuff that's not been in the sun. And this end, and that should be probably a good sample. We can just split it with this. Is really not a splitting axe, but does this not want to split these now? Branch there, maybe this wasn't the best piece to try. Just get like some, get it opened up like a little bit of fresh wood like this, then we'll try it here. See what it says here. Oh yeah, that's something like 30%. That I might trust that. 30%. 27, even here at the end. It says a lot drier. Maybe this is the more accurate way. This way. 31. That's still pretty good if it's like 30. Like this wood was fresh in the winter, so then it's like probably 50% moisture, maybe more. So now it's dried down to at least 30, it seems. 32. I can trust that. Probably can try a few bits. But yeah, about 30%. Should get one from the middle row here, but I think that's gonna be hard to get one out from there. We could do another one from somewhere else. Let's try this one maybe. It sounds pretty dry when you throw it like that. But 30 might be, could be right actually. Again, I found one that has, of course, not a straight end, so it's super hard to split. Maybe we'll try something else. That's some old wood. Let's not measure that. That's for sure dry. This one should be easy to split then. Maybe easy to. Maybe not that easy to split. Let's not hit our fingers either. Now we got it. try this on the fresh surfaces here. Three, 26. It doesn't matter if you measure like this. This doesn't seem measure if you measure like this or this. But yeah, if it's 25 or under, it's definitely dry. This is a little bit drier than the bigger piece, which kind of makes sense. A smaller piece has more surface area and has like a shorter way for the water to dry out than like a bigger piece. But yeah, it seems like it's pretty dry, so as soon as we get the stuff ready here, we can probably start putting the wood in the barn. I mean, it's not really gonna rain too much the next day, so. But if you measure on the surface like this, it says way drier, so it's still like drying in a way from deeper in the wood. But just for reference, we could go try on the wood that's up there that has been like outside 2 years or like over a year. That might be drier. Stuff. This was split last spring, so it's probably drier. Maybe take a little bit bigger piece. You can hear when you throw it also, like the other stuff sounded pretty dry, but this also it sounds pretty dry. I really want to hold this and try to hit it with the axe. Could end up badly. Also, we could move these today, but again, super windy. I don't dare move this roof when it's this windy. Gotta wait for less wind. That should be enough. Get some fresh wood exposed. You could also cut it with, yeah, but then you don't get this if you cut it off. 6, it's just, initially it says like 25, but 15. I would say these are probably a little bit drier in the bigger piece. You can try to get like a really big piece and get the middle of a big piece. It kind of sounds even drier when you throw it in a pile. So next winter we'll probably try to start with these pallets because they're from the year before this year. There's really no big ones. Let's see if there's a big birch piece somewhere. There's a big one. Pray that we can split this somehow. There's like a branch in the middle, so it's not the easiest. Oh, we got it. There's some fresh. Yeah, when you split it, you can already from the sound you can kind of hear. This is definitely dry. yeah, like 20%. If the other stuff was maybe 30, then this is 20. And if it's actually 20 inside the big pieces, that's very dry for just, this hasn't been dried by, like some people when they sell firewood, they make the firewood, then they put it like in a, almost in like a grain dryer, and dry it with machines or with air. Then you can get it like the 20 and under. But this is like, this seems to be, but this is a little bit drier than the other stuff, so there is like a difference. This is probably 20 and maybe that was 30. So there is a little bit of a difference. But yeah, if we can trust this one, we can probably trust this one. At least like it gives you a clue. But if we compare that, the results, to just the sound and the feel, like it's very high pitch. If we beat those together, it's kind of a little bit lower pitch. So you can kind of hear it. Maybe not when you hit with the axe, but when you hit two pieces of wood together. Like this is definitely ready to go under a roof. Now it's been under a roof outside, but we can put it so it can't even rain from the side. Like a little bit of a rain from the side now on this here, like it literally dries away in like 1 or 2 days. But yeah, it's just gotta have it under a roof so it has good, very good ventilation is the most important part. And it's also like off the ground a bit, so it doesn't suck up moisture from there. But yeah, I would say this is ready, and the other stuff, well, it can be maybe outside, but it's kind of ready to soon go under a roof. But yeah, I think today I got a little bit of weeding to do there, then we can go. I'm thinking about going to we can check this field and go to the forest and see. There's like one area that could use maybe some brush cutting this year. This is a good day to go check that, because it's really windy, so really no bugs and not hot. I could go check that. That's why I got the boots, so we can walk in the forest, not get scared by snakes or anything. The battery away from this guy. Yeah, the weeder was here. We can quickly check the garden or the greenhouse. It should be warm inside here. Again, if we dare open the door with the high winds. Oh yeah, it's hot in here. Ooh, 42. Should we? I don't know if I dare open the roof hatch. Might be getting a little too hot for stuff in here. But these the tomatoes look good now, potatoes look good. They're all kind of perking up nicely. Are these too dry already, or? There's a little, we could do a little bit. At least 3 of these look good, and these look decent. I did irrigate this like a bunch yesterday. Let's see if it's wet down deep also. It's okay. It's not super wet. I put probably like 30 liters here. Could put a little more irrigation, and then maybe it's not too hot. You could open one of these roof hatches. But it is so windy again today that I'm kinda freaked out about opening anything. It's like 40 inside here. It's definitely on the warm side, but probably not too much yet. Put some water on. Do I dare have the door open? Almost sounds like it's exploding away. At least put a bunch of on these smaller ones. That don't have that much dirt. Yeah, when I put this like peat type soil, I added it to this soil, and it really seems to, it can really suck up a lot of moisture. You can put like 30-40 liters here and it just sucks it up. Just sucks it up like it's nothing. But yeah, when it's this warm here, you can probably add a little bit water almost every day, or at least every second day. I guess the peat stuff keeps the moisture quite well in the ground also. Yeah, should be good. But I needed the irrigation thing, was the actual, or the weeder thing is what I needed. Weeder thing, which should be here maybe. Where do we put it? And yeah, one thing I did irrigate that last night. Now it's kind of windy, but this one provides protection. I put the sunflowers here. I could like irrigate a small area here, because I think it's getting, oh yeah, it's not too bad, but I don't really see too many sunflowers. I think there was one here somewhere that I saw. This one suspiciously looks like a sunflower. This one right here. Then I put them like maybe like half a meter apart always. So there's one here. There should be one there maybe. I mean, we could put just some random irrigation on here. I think it's not a big area that it needs to irrigate here. But yeah, I don't see them too. That one I see. They haven't really come up yet, I think. But yeah, this soil is pretty good moisture. It wouldn't hurt to irrigate it a bit, I think. I think that's also a sunflower. They're coming up, but once they're more clear, that I can see them clearly, then I can weed this last bit. But yeah, we can set up the irrigation device here, then when we go to the forest, it can keep irrigating here. It's always kind of best in the morning and late in the evening, but yeah, this is a very small area, so we could probably put it on here. Then it can irrigate once we're doing other stuff. And then we will shut it off at the end of when we're done our stuff. Here I irrigated yesterday. Now you can see here it's wet now. Pretty much through and through the whole stuff. There's no dry layer. snakes. I think so. Should be long enough if I just go like this. Long enough hose. Then we can, I guess here we can put it here, and then it will irrigate like, or like somewhere here. Then it will irrigate like, I can adjust it so it's from here to here, like only like a sector. It doesn't need to spin the whole way around. I can just irrigate like this here. There is some protection from this, from the wind, so we'll see when I fire it up, but it should be fine. Now it would go like to there and then all the way back here. Then we can adjust the stopper here. So now it should come back to only here maybe. We can put it on, then we'll come back here, see how if it's good. That should be good, and distance is kind of fine. Doesn't need to throw it super far. Yeah, we'll put it on, see what happens. Then get the weeder thing. It's roughly 11 now when we put it on. So then it can be maybe 2 hours there. And I'll shut it off at like 1. In the gusts it's pretty high winds again. Holy moly. Gonna irrigate the neighbor's field a little bit here, I think. That's fine, I think. Now it should go back over to here. Do like a 90, a sector of 90 degrees basically. That's where all the sunflowers should be. This way maybe, so it doesn't go as much on the neighbor's field. When the pressure is higher, it's gonna throw it further. When the pump is pumping. that's fine. Now this can be on here for 2 hours, 1.5, 2 hours. Until we have done everything we need to do, then we can shut it off, I think. Should be good. Could do some, I saw all around the thing here, around the bench, there was some weeds coming back in the sand. We can just try to rip them up with this one. We cleaned this place, yeah, last year, but there's some weeds coming up. Might need another treatment in a little bit, but at least we get some of it ripped up now. This one weed, this one really grows well on like dry gravel. Doesn't seem to need much. Go around the edge once and then we're good. After this is done, we can go to check the field and the forests a bit. Try to do a little bit many times instead of leaving it completely overgrown. Probably easier in the long run. But yeah, let's go to the forest now. Check some things. Snake is still spraying here. Now we just need similar thing to this, but like a lot bigger to irrigate the big fields. You can see here how it's germinated now for the most part, but it's kind of uneven and not the best on the bigger field. Oh, and we're skipping frames again, surprise, surprise. Network is not working. Well, that's nothing new. I think we need to buy a new modem. The old one really does not want to keep working. Maybe even modems can get weak with age, it seems. Actually, it's doing like a quarter here, so we should even like 1.5 hours is plenty. But we'll go walk in the forest a bit, then we can come back to this. Probably shut it off then because it's doing such a small area. Yeah, sorry about the skipping of frames. It's like I see the video is like a bunch behind us, but that's the way it is when the internet never has a good day anymore. Internet plus modems, holy. Not very solid. Might fix itself. I mean, I really don't want to restart the stream, so maybe I'm just gonna run it like this. I mean, I could try to put it on like the refresh screen, but it's like an internet issue, so I don't think. Preheating. I see the straws moving. It's gonna come out there now. There it goes. There it is again. Did you see it this time? There it goes. Right there. be like this for maybe 2 more days. I mean, again, usually really windy weather like this means rain, but maybe some rain tomorrow. But it was not going to be much. Just annoyance rains. Check the forest. You can check this field here a little bit at the same time. I'm sorry that if you comment, like, you will hear me answer it to like 5 minutes later, because when it skips frames, like, I'm like a lot behind, or you hear it like many minutes later. The delay usually should be just like 20 seconds or half a minute or something. But then it just builds and builds and builds. So it's really frustrating when it does that, it skips frames and it adds huge delay, I think. At least that way it seems here on my end. Maybe internet fixes itself. Don't have high hopes though. Yeah, you'll see everything. Just my commentary will be kind of out of place, or a lot later. Oh well, it's not really a new thing. It's been happening more and more with this modem. I need to replace the modem, so yeah, I think for a 4G modem you still have to pay like 100 euros, so that's a little bit unfortunate, but maybe that would fix it. But yeah, here we got this was the spring or fall plowed, and here it germinated well, but it's starting to be, oh yeah, it's not dry here yet, but the spring plowed field are kind of desperate very soon here. This is like fine. It's actually there's a surprisingly good amount of moisture here. Like I wouldn't say it's wet underneath, but like this is probably not in panic mode yet. Especially when it's this cold, and it's already leaf number 3 starting to come out. So, but it would be nice with some rain here also. But this germinated very good here, even the bad parts. So that's good. So yeah, again, if I could go back in time, I would do all fall plowing. At least how it seems like right now. But yeah, I can't go back in time like 9 months very easy. I don't have the time traveling machine, sadly. Yeah, this looks very good here. Good germination. Some weeds somewhere, but grass or something, but it's not too bad. Some small weeds in the bottom, but if the crop grows well, then the weeds will not really be too big of an issue. Can walk between the rows a little bit here, so that we don't even trample the crop, but it's kind of fine when it's just this small and it's just one guy walking. You wouldn't want like 100 people walking around here. That would probably cause some damage to the crop. Here's a little hole that he forgot. It's always when you seed, you might leave some squares depending on how, I don't know how he seeded this, maybe this way and then this way, and he went once here, but here's a little patch. This will be full of weeds, this, when there's nothing else. Oh, there's some What are these tracks? Is it deer tracks? But yeah, even the corner here looks good, decent. They're probably plugged or something, the cedar. That's like a little patch that they didn't seed. There might have been a lot of weeds, weed roots or something. But generally this looks fine here. No big issues. There is some of the weeds. And this is the twitch grass thing. But other than that, it's pretty, looks decent. Yeah, there is some moisture here, but rain would do good. Aspen trees are the only ones that still, the leaves haven't come out. All the other stuff has got the leaves pretty much now. Even the spruces are popping out some more stuff. Yeah, these are it's just starting to grow. The new stuff. This year's stuff. There's been some heavy digging doing here. Some animal been finding something. Yeah, even this part. This was planted 2020. It's gonna need brush cutting. Probably not this year. But next year I might want to do something here. But we're gonna further there and see the bigger stuff. There's one spruce that probably died or something. But there's birches and stuff that will pick up the empty space. Oh yeah, John in chat. Looks way different than in the spring. Now when the trees with the leaves get the leaves on, then always looks completely different. But yeah, that spruce has already like 5 centimeters of new growth. Starting to grow. Cedar was running out of seeds. Oh yeah, I saw there was like a little place. Yeah, it could be that, or maybe there was a lot of weed. That's fine. Just a few square meters. Not too bad. Yeah, when I walk like this, I can have my camera a lot higher, I think. Probably they climb over the rocks and go there and try to go back there and see That's really the area I want to check. Like this is fine still. Nothing needs to be done here. We'll just let it grow. Maybe already next year we can maybe go through this area also. We will see. Climb over the rocks. Yeah, go check over there. There's our dumping yard of crap. All in all, happy with the seating. Yeah, you can check the, if you took the drone footage, then you can see. At least it's easy to walk here, not muddy anywhere really. Here it's usually muddy in the spring. There's like nothing in the puddles even, I think. Now here's like a little bit. But in general it's pretty dry. Seating in clear partitions. Yeah, that makes it simple if you do like squares everywhere. Let's go through here. Yeah, again, this here doesn't need anything. It's just good. Just let it grow. When you get 100 meters further, then it's going to be kind of bushy, I think. Could need some work. See if we can. It's better to do it this year or next year. The wild boars. Somebody has been digging it. Birches are growing nicely here. Now even the normal internet seems to have not the best day today. All kinds of internet issues. But yeah, these trees right here and these spruces were planted the same year. You can see how small they're down here. These birches are already like 4 meters. But I guess when it's like a little bit in a hill, it's better soil. Here it's kind of like heavy clay, and it might be a little bit like the trees grow slower in the beginning. But it's fine, there's trees everywhere, so we just wait and this will become a good forest, I would say. Yeah, same here. Go a little further there, then we can check the place we need to check. See if some work needs to be done. This here is fine. There's a bunch of pine that has come in naturally. Here we did not plant any pine, but pine, 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 pine. And a bunch of birch, of course. Which is nothing. Right here. Let's go a little further and check the work area. Maybe it's working better now.
Da.
Pre- This is the area that might need some work. There's a couple of really cold days coming up, so I don't know if I should maybe do something here already. But yeah, John said they was doing some field work. Maybe that's causing more normal work. Because Here's the difference. This is planted 2020 behind us, and then this was planted a few years earlier. Welcome to the jungle. We'll see how it looks inside here. Yeah, this could use probably. This could probably. Could kind of try to figure out what the length of these are here. Planted maybe 4 meters or 5 meters. And the network seems to be bouncing around a lot. It's like okay, and then it goes to 0. But yeah, now it's not skipping frames anymore, so the one network is getting better. But now the network from here to the to the computer is struggling. Preheating. Really have to think the next few days. First, and my people do this, whatever to do this. Time of the year to do this. And this slow. Walk inside for this. But I think it's roughly we could probably like go with the days. We do the worst out there. Whatever I should need. You can see there is other moose on there too. It's here. It's having tree. Not the spruces, not the birches, but some of the pines have been chewed. Yeah, it's mostly down here where the just there, the edge here where it's the lowest, where it could be a need up. If you go up the hill there, up the road, there's need. You could do it. It's up to where we can get you can get the subsidies for doing this. There needs to be enough trees removed, then you can get the subsidy. And for this low part here, where it would definitely be, I would say, could do this on more areas. Yeah, here, continue here. I did to the ditch, continue on this side. I'm thinking we should do the worst parts. Probably like around 1 hectare maybe. We'll see. Again, up battle. It's pretty quick. Some. Basically, when the birches start to threaten the trees like this, when the top is like whipped and destroyed, that's when you want to do something about it. And I think we're kind of at that point that, yeah, we should probably go over this area. You could wait 1 year, like some parts is not bad at all. but some parts it's kind of probably would be good. And the length of the trees, yeah, is probably like 4 or 5 meters on average. Spruce is a little bit shorter maybe. And go a little bit like down there, it's the worst probably. In other places it's not so bad. Yeah, the birches are probably on average like 4 meters, 5 meters. The spruce is maybe slightly shorter. Yeah, completely into a jungle. Yeah, like here it's very dense. Very, very dense. Slowing this down a little bit when this much birches and stuff. Oh yeah, now we're down here to the, like here was a big aspen tree that fell. This one just can be here. Not gonna take this into firewood. This is like a massive aspen tree. This is good for all the critters that need kind of dead wood. It's good. Not that windy down here when it's like much higher around us and we're inside the forest here. The grass hasn't come up, but once the birches have all their leaves out like this, like now the birch is like weakest, so if you cut it now, then it's the smallest chance that it comes back. So that's why this time of the year would be the best time to do the brush cutting, but I usually don't want to do it because it's terribly hot usually this time of year. Now this year, the next 2 days it says like 10 degrees. So if that's right, then that would be very good weather to come out here, do some stuff. We'll have to see. It's either now or then I do it in the fall when it like cools down. Those are usually the options. Yeah, here's like a little patch. It doesn't need anything, pretty much. Yeah, this whole section up here, it's probably like 1 hectare here down where it's the worst. The rest is probably better to wait and do it a bit later. But yeah, if we would scrape together at least 1 hectare, then we could say that it's a good area to do now. Now the internet is getting maybe slightly better. It should be, it's usually no problem to stream from here. Maybe there are a lot of leaves and stuff, it might hurt the signal a bit. Or maybe it's just internet otherwise having issues. Right here. This is fine. Yeah, it will be up to here. Maybe up to here somewhere. Could do this there, and then that's fine. Then we would also have, we could compare the stuff we did in the fall to what we do in the spring now, and to the stuff that don't need it yet. Have some different comparison areas. Preheating. So good. This one, if it's like double jagged, then it's usually the one that grows better. Maybe these are the better birch. Sometimes it can be hard to tell the difference between the two. Yeah, here it kind of ends, we get into the younger stuff. Yeah, here you don't need to do anything yet. This is a few years younger, but that's kind of a jungle right there. If we go up on the hill here, it should be. If the network doesn't work here, then it's for sure some issue on the network side, not on my end. Up here it should be a good bit, right? Now we're skipping frames, I guess. Skipping frames again. Yeah, even here it drops, like it goes up and then drops all of a sudden. Might be network issues today. But yeah, we'll start heading back. See what the irrigation has done. it's a little bit better here. Maybe there's just too many leaves down there. Too thick. Yeah, it's best to go around there. We don't want to go through that. It's kind of dense in there. There. Oh, there's a moss on some roots, and well, luckily we didn't go dump out the moss. Can be treacherous sometimes. Here's a little ditch, almost dry to the bottom. Normally it's good bitrate still here, so internet is not having a good day today, that's for sure. Wind is pushing us over almost. You can hear the wind in the power lines. Yeah, if it's not good here, then it's definitely network issues today. Up here it's always, should always work right here. Now it's really, I see it's like 1,000 bits right here. The wind is blowing the network away. Rock walker. Yeah, some of these trees, you can see this, the guy had to cut it pretty high because you can't get the big grapple they have on the processors or the logging machines. You can grab the tree by the root, close to the root pretty well, but it's like between rocks like this, it's so big that you can't get all the way down, but that's very much the exception. All the other stumps you can see they're pretty nice and short. Here it might struggle a little bit when you go behind the hill. But it should come back when you go further in the field. I can see some patches where there is the twitch grass coming up, but other than that, looks pretty good here. Can't really see the clover and the grass seeds we put here. They usually they grow really little the first year, like they're only very small plants in the fall even. So oats grows 100% now, and then the clover and stuff, it comes afterwards. But in the fall after harvest you might see the clover, or you should see the clover if there is anything. John is also walking. Yeah, kind of a chill day today, just planning a little bit. We measured the firewood, so now we know. Yeah, it can be, it's not bad if it's like a little bit more outside still. After a few more sunny days we can put it under a roof when we get the beams put underneath, so it's good to put it under a roof when it's dry and ready. Yeah, here John missed a little bit. There's a little wedge. There's some small areas, but it's fine. Even here it's growing, like this is really poor soil here. Even there it germinated pretty well. The spring plowed are not definitely, they're not this good. This is like pretty solid everywhere. But yeah, rain is the thing we need. Yeah, here there is some moisture there where the roots are. But if we want like good yields, then we definitely need rain soon. On the spring plowed fields, we're probably already lost like 10, 15%, 20% yield because it's been not a good start. How many percent it showed for the things we split this spring? It showed like 30% inside the wood, and then the stuff that was split last spring it showed like 20%. So there was a little bit of a difference still. It's not super dry. The stuff that's outside, it could still be outside maybe for a little bit longer. But yeah, if it's dry like this, we could probably do the mechanical weeding on the one other field. We're not gonna do it on this field because we put some clover here. But on the, it's like just 6-7 hectares. Could probably do that. For that it's good that the surface is dry, so the weeds take maximum damage. But yeah, we'll see. We will see. Någon där bästa blankona går. De var inte rutiga. Jag behövde om laga det kärron sån här vitsis.
Har du dragit med det magneter?
Jag tror man tror nog. Det är ju där vad kom det.
Jag kan nog kontinuera.
Man kan rulla alltid efter man lagar.
Det är bara man. Fem stumpar.
Ja. Jag klyrde ett par vedar på nytt därifrån i den där kassan, så visade det ungefär 30% och sen klyrde de uppifrån så visade det 20%. Det kan ungefär stämma. Om metallytan där, det visade bara 1, 2, 3, 5 under 10%, men jag klyvde en med klyv och metade in i så var det 30%, där de var 20%. Det är ju ett år äldre, så det är nog, där börjar man sen, men det där, nu börjar det snart gå sen det där, vi tar inte det nu.
Ja, men det blir färdigt där nu.
Ja.
Att tuta till väggen 5 på 5. Får man liksom sådana stumpar i om det blir tillfälligt.
Ja.
Så är det inte venen backar med.
De torkar nog in de ännu och under taket inte det nog.
Ja. Så tar bort så bär vi in den där inne. Och där här. Då ska ni.
Ja. Vad så, det skulle parka de kalla där, nu ser jag röj de bak, de bakom där vid koppet där. Ner i gropen, det som vi planterar, inte som vi planterar 2020 men det tidigare, det är dit ner som man kunde kanske röja, jag måste se det. Ja, de har lovat parka och de det blir parka så det är på lite 10 grader på dagen, så det skulle vara prima röja med det.
blir kallare
nu när löven är ut så det här tiden är det bästa tiden att göra det, men det brukar ofta vara 30 grader det här tiden så jag inte orkar göra det här tiden för att det är så sakeligt. Men jag måste se, annars går det på hösten och inte det någon. Ja, många när man tio så är de där tjocka är mycket spikar för det när man tog med kofoten blanka så brast det spiken difrån liksom. Den kom inte ut, den brast före. Det är också när det är under leden ganska fuktat så det med 50 år så far det nog.
Ja, tai vi får in där.
Jag ska de längst.
Så går dit.
Det tar en gång. Nej, två på varandra, inte ens mycket skillnad. De är ganska lika. Ja, jo det ju. Så det är i alla fall långt upp från backen. De är samma längd.
Spikar upp några.
Kan de vara lite hibris?
85 på utsidan så tar det inte ljudet.
Nej, så det går bra att backa in.
Ta det annan samman.
Ja.
Så är det. Så är det två stumpar här. Som det är allt här till. Men så som om det behövs så kan man till sådana stumpar.
Ja, det går sen med stumpar.
Och så är det till vägen här.
Sådana finns nog alltid.
Två till här inne. Så är det. Så är det bara till backen.
Ja. Det var lika sådana som vi förde till skogen. Det är en till. Ja, det här var några långa. Resten var ganska korta. De var ju sådana 3.
Spikar ihop nu så ställer man in den. Det drar jämt.
Det går nog, ja, bra.
Jag lägger några fyrtummar. Parti.
Och lite smalare kan det också.
Så fast att ta i så far de inte.
Nej, de kan vara lite smalare kanske än så att man slipper så lättare att köra.
Nu var siis en backare nu.
Att det är passligt.
Det är 85 nu tror jag millan. Och 1 meter mellan hjulen.
Ja,
För det går inte dit heller liksom.
det är just vad det ryms. Ja.
Det går inte liksom. Man kan inte backa på sidan när det tar i.
Nej, det är mitt på gå bara.
Ja, så det är kanske
Lite smalare nu. Ja. Ja. Here's John. More walkers. Johnny Walker. Ja. Jag mäter det här var ungefär 30 och det där var 20 upp. Det är någon skillnad, jag får klyven som är lite större i hälften och se vad det är inne i. Om man nu kan tro det, men det hörs då när jag skulle vara torr, man klinkar mot, det var ännu högre pitch än de här. Nu är de här torkar bra, det blåser nu torkar det hela tiden här. Nu torkar det, om man ställer dem his, nu torkar det blåser nog där, och mycket sollyser inte på dem. De där på ytorna är alltid torra, men jag mäter sådana som var lite under där, det är inte det som är lite på ytan. Ja. Det när det är färskt, men det blir ju det här nästan, det far, allt det som vi lagar nu det blir först bränd liksom nästa vinter. För att om man tänker där är 5 pallar, sådant, vet du, yviår, så de är uppe 4, så det är 9 pallar, det far nästan yvi nästa vinter, vet du. Så det här blir först bränd, vet du, 28.
Men skulle inte alltid där borde vara före?
Ja, därför menar jag just att här kan man sätta 2 pallar från det som är de upp, här kan man sätta 2. Men så kan man sätta de från fullt med sånt där. Men sen två sista skulle man borde sätta de där difon. Och där ryms 2 difon. Så att så,
På visst kommer det på vind och så tar man in.
ja, så om man ställer 2 här och 2 något så får man tryck fullt tid med sånt där.
Det går 10-11 där.
Ja, något sånt ja. Så sen i vinter så börjar man med de där andra och sen det här.
Börjar man därifrån.
Ja, eller med de där 2 som måste någonstans. För allt det här det är tosi torrt när det
Det
är
där är lite äldsta nu.
Ja, och det plus det här, det är lika gammalt.
Jo, det var lite.
Det där och det där, det är allt lagat förra, inte det här vår men förra vår. Sen det där lagat vår.
De där i bussen där.
Ja, så blir de blir först i nästa vinter.
Först har de där och så de där. Och sen först de där.
Ja. Men där är 9 pallar som gammalt väl.
Ja.
Det är nästan en vinter än det.
Och det var långt än
Det far långt ja.
det. Grupperna började hösten.
Ja,
Och allt det fint.
det är nästan en vinter.
Är det något 4 tummar?
Om man har en ny panna så far det mindre ved då tror jag.
Jo.
Den kan man nog snart bara säga att det är bara att de kommer att laga
Jag
den.
ska beställa honom, han som lagade.
Ja,
Johansson.
om de ännu gör något ja.
Jo, Enne Johansson, det är där hinner vi.
Ja.
Sist så beställde jag att han beställer pannorna och delarna och så hämtar de hit dem. Och så lägger vi beställningen och kommer han fast den sen.
Ja, vilka det gamla kan vi dra ut, det går
Ja,
bra
då kan
sen.
man tömma och ta ut sen.
Tää ut det på
Sen-
vedpanne och allt.
Ja, sådana
vedpallen ut, så
kemikalier.
det
Det är så
menar
att vi beställer nu så ett par veckor sen.
Ja, det går nog bara, det är inte något, inte hjälper att det för det ska före nästa
Jo,
vinter. Så det är bara att
därför
laga.
den går inte med.
Nej, det går inte.
Nu lägger den 2 ställ och mycket nya kommer nästa vinter.
Ja, det går inte.
För att hit samma så att så är det samma hit sen. Så far
Den
den
behöver
när det är
lopp.
kallast.
Behöver loppu.
Men lägger man en ny nu så håller den minst
Håller
20
den,
år.
ja.
Jo. Ja. Och det är nog bättre det. Man ska inte elda så hett. För
Nej, det är inte bra.
förstör
Det slits med bara.
För det är 2 gånger så är det att det kokar liksom.
Ja,
Och det är inte bra alltså att allt det där plåtarna.
nej. Laajen är ännu mer.
När man eldar till 8-90 så är det
Ja.
så rasittar det inga det där värme och kallt.
Nej, jag får stänga om i vattnet. Det var uppe en halvtimme. Jag vattnade de där. De där.
Eller så lägger här 5 gånger 5 allt här till liksom.
Ja,
Så man lägger stumpar i man kan lägga gamepall här nu sen i höst.
ja eller något soppa, något bara.
Men det blir väl som man ser.
Man ser ja.
Man kan ju föra dem upp i vinden där 2.
Ja. Men här ska i alla fall 2
När
utan
som
där.
pannan in så kan man ju lägga dem in dit.
Ja, no, det gör jag. Men i alla fall här kan man sätta 2.
Där går 2 jo.
Sådana de uppifrån.
Ja.
De är så är allt det här riktigt torrt.
Men det blir
Tre
idag
gånger.
färdigt. Så drar jag tillbaka de där i brödet och så. Men den kan stå där.
Ja, det behövs nog kanske om vi lyfter, vi kan sen någon dag lyfta bort de där hjulen och det där koppet ifrån det kärran och ska ta på kärran.
Jo.
Så det går det utan samma blankorna går det bara. Det är 4 blankor i hörnen uppbas och sånt kors och bara hur man bygger det taket.
Men så går det ju. Om man, de där plåtarna ska de kassa ut så måste ju 3 sådana bottnar först läggas för de där från de stolparna som de impregnerar. 3.
Jo, man ställer dem ut något så det som blir kvar för det far inte det far nog någon
Där är de där 32 listorna bara där de åt sidan. Så där rum där golvet där uppe i vinden.
plåtarna då.
Ja.
Ja, de kan nog vara ut. Man ser hur mycket det blir kvar först.
Så man där det ribbor i millen då ut.
Man ser hur mycket det blir kvar. Ja, där är svalar.
Nu så kan de så länge kan de flakan då.
Ja, just man borde lägga sånt tack som är bara såna ena skulle lägga sån där. Det är smalt nog, det skulle lättare att lägga som sylar bara till ett håll.
Det går nog. Eller?
Det är lättare att lägga sånt som sylar till ett håll.
Får de under det? Hur högt?
No, så att man kanske så att man just ryms att stå. Så är det liksom ulkovartast. Om det är så par meter. No, alltid finns det något som man kan ha. Så det är mobil ledu.
Jo, men de där.
No, fast de dubbla eller något, ja.
Så måste vara bakifrån uppe då liksom.
Ja, för att på sidorna och fram måste man lägga sån där att det hålls, liksom, att det hålls upp. Det ska vara tosi sån kevyt liksom. Det behöver inte vara något.
Man kan ju brrrr få vara ut.
No, på det andra kärran, ja. Men det där, man kan nog nästan sätta fast det i kärran för att det får nog vara där bara. Det går man får.
De där dubblor får man rulla in i botten.
Ja, och något sånt där som så har man nu lite tak ut.
Ja.
Om man behöver så kan man flytta.
De där. Jag såg de där, det är JF-kärran så det är det baklastar fast, sidskallman fast och kastar fullt med ved och pressopa.
Men det går ja.
Men det är nu, vad är det för vits till radd, det är dit radd bort när man har pallar.
Jo, men det kärror som man skulle kunna se till oss kamerorna på, skulle man laga ett tack på de
Så
skalmarna.
skulle allt vara dit.
Så skulle det vara färdigt.
Jos kyllä man lägger
Så skulle det vara färdigt, var det ju liksom ramar.
Jo, ja,
Men sen inte nyt ved, något sånt här.
Nej men något annat skulle jag säga. Jag skulle säga något tavara sånt som man inte behöver.
Eller plåtar eller något.
Laga en enkel ram dit på bara så man får ett litet tack på det är så enkelt som det kan vara.
Man kan rada ihop den så är det ju bort all rondell.
Lite liknande som det är på veden där. Så är liksom tosi enkelt och så bara att det syr där bara ett något håll. Så hålls det ihop ganska bra.
Så är det allt den där tavara bort.
Ja. Så kan vi göra åt det och så på det där bygger man ett tack. Så lagar vi så blir det tack på båda.
Man kan rada fullt eller något annat.
Ja, det finns nog alltid något som man...
Så lagar vi ett plåttack på den uppe.
Ja, för det finns plåtar.
Fram eller bak.
Det går åt bara som 4-5 plåtar.
Jo, så kan man flika sidor. Skalmarna fast.
Ja. Så är det lättaste. Men på den där lagar man här med hopplankor.
Det är smått just till ett in.
Ja.
Den står dit.
Så är det så ledig som går att flytta den där ved.
Jo, så är det liksom järke.
Så kan man föra något
Så är
tavara
det,
med
så är det
det.
ju järke, då är det inte så råmukkasa.
Ja, så parkerar man något bakom halen, något som de är minst i vägen.
För den kan man behöver till någon ganska kommer i bort.
Så går den att ta bort.
När det finns plåtar.
Ja.
5 meter, inte just att en längd. Det räcker.
Ja, man slag längs med det just.
Jo.
Men så blir det liksom vattnet om man lagar sån som syr åt sidan. Man skulle laga sån som syr så liksom skulle den borde sy ut så här då liksom framåt.
Syd framifrån bakåt.
Men bakifrån framåt så det är högst i bak så får man bra tavara in. På det där
Inte får man på i efter bakifrån.
nej men på träet på det träet här.
Jo, träkärr. Jo.
Det är nästan lättast om man lagar det syr där så här hiåt.
Jo.
Så får man långa plåtar, liksom en längre just passlig.
Det är bättre att det syr hiåt.
Så att det bara är lättast. Så ser det ofat ut men det blir kunna.
Och det annat liksom bakåt för att lasta fram.
Man lagar bara fyra såna här blankor i hörnen och sen såna här kors att det hålls upp och sen par blankor så där och sen ta plåten på det. Det är inte så enkelt.
Tämmer man det och lagar det där baklastar på och så sys kalman fast på det där.
Det kan man på det andra lyft fast ju.
Och så kan fullt på det och gräset.
Det kan man lyfter dem fast samma som man lyfter allt det där bort från det där.
Man kunde lägga dit i kärror.
Jo, eller om man för den dilledun, den går ryms så kanske dilledun dit om man för den.
Jo, men
Sånt som...
Det är det där om man får med någon pigga så kan man lägga det så här flaka.
Kanske man får lyft
man
in.
behöver inte något heller om man inte pumpen är nog
Det är just man lägger man tar det där så gör man det på sidan så lyftas får man lyfta in i flakan.
Man får nog bakifrån in den ja, om man lagar ypy baken där ja.
Slungor lägger det där för det ryms inte in.
Jo,
Man ser.
den går till användning.
Den kör det där ja. Men det är just man kan man köra med piggan in i en
Och när det
flaka.
annars får något sönder så har man den till tat för den går till användning.
No den går ju, men det är nog...
Nej, men om det annars var sönder att det blir...
Jag tror att den syr lite det där voimasidan och det är så
Den syr inte något, men det är ny, det syr det för att det är så ahdas.
Nej men nu har man har jag menar det ska vara sån där nu är det visket i kraftaxeln det där gammal.
Det vinkeln syr mer än på det där att det kraftaxeln lite vind.
Nej men det är just när det börjar när axeln var inne på den här så det motståndet blir så det börjar vibrera det är bara det syr det lagar allt sen.
Det syr inte något axlar.
Det är inte något värre när det faller en sten så slår det mycket vet på en gång.
Jo men om det slår loss.
Det där som det är så där på det nya så det syr axeln.
Jo men jag menar vet du in i traktor jag menar traktor traktor. Jo men de
och när knotarna far liksom upp ner
ja.
så ser
men det vet du det är lätt att fixa men så när det far det sätts voimasidan in i traktorn så det är V-månaders remont. Men det for en gång.
Om axeln inte är rak.
Nej men det for en gång det där.
Men när man kör sten så far det mest.
Jo men det for att det var början till de där det var året. Men det var ju bra det, att det var sånt, att det for och inte, att det inte var något så annars.
Nej, det var inte dyrt men det är stort.
Nej, men det är ju lagarsäkert på det referensen.
Det är stor homma att titta hela traktorn i klyv för det.
Det är ju ett sorts sån här.
Ja, där är ju riktigt, där är 5 i bak sån här solakers som far över.
Det är inne i traktorn och sån här.
Men där måste man ju ha pedal.
Jo, man ska ju bygga. Men det axelkraft.
En axel som är en sån levykytten så slår
Jo, det ska
loss
vara.
den lättare.
Det kan ju fara en sten att det stoppar med en gång. Och så måste ju någon annat ge.
Ja.
Fyra.
Men ja, så bara minska till blås så börjar man kan lyfta av bebyggelsen där ihop. Simpel, så blir det någon sån här stack som sitter framåt, man ser ofat ut i alla fall.
I bakom hallarna kan det.
Man kan parkera dem dit
eller
så
sen
syns
i skogen eller här just där.
Det går som
Det där som det nu är.
Det går som man hittar bra ställ till TV. Så blir det kunnon modifioitu kärry. och där ligger en sån skvatt sko i den här rutiga. Rotten.
Sinne plöjan.
Den kan man sätta upp dit. Ja. Halen lär nog gå så knut. Men ja, jag ska fast en gång det vattnade, att det inte blir för länge på det, för den vattnar bara 90 graders alva så blir det sökt för mycket annars. See how the irrigation is doing. Now the internet is working but the bitrate is still bad. Det var alldeles det, ja. Men det är både det egen motorn och det där strugglar. Jag undrar om de lagar rempa, för det är mycket inte. Det har inte varit så dåligt på år. Att det är både egen nettin och det där nettin jumittaa. Så kan det vara det stäng dåligt. Ja. Nej. Men det skulle inte borde räcka så länge. Det skulle inte borde räcka så länge tills de fixar det.
Men det är annars sån här ganska långt innan tornas när man bara sådana pipar från det och så sparar det ner.
Det var, men det brukar vara, där jag tidigare streamade så den var helt 10 000 bitrate. Nu var det vet du, inte ens 1000. Nå löven lite, ja, men nu, det har nog varit bättre än det där. Jag streamade förra året när jag röjde i höstas, så var det nog helt bra där samma ställe.
Just när man ser min kännika som är musa, det är bara nyt sulla kilobittistä. Det är också någon gång där det gick längst av och det räcker inte.
Jag vattnar in dit. It's misty on the inside. You know, irrigated. But this one should be definitely soaked here now. Shut this off. It's been on for what, 1.5 hours. I think it's very wet here now. Sun is shining at the same time and wind is not so. Det far lite. Det var det fan sista ända. Jag var divat när jag går, det är bra det. This should be very much soaked here now. Yep, now it's kind of through. Wet all the way through. We can see further on here even. Should be good now. Maybe like 20 millimeters of rain. If we leave it on for like however long. There's one also. Now I see it when it's rained. Yeah, that's soaked through. If it's all the way to here, then it's good. Yeah, this is soaked through also. Good, we can shut this off, then all the garden stuff is, I would say, done for a day again. And we check the forest. Now we just gotta see if it becomes cold enough to, so I can do it during the summer or then rather do it in the fall. Irrigator is irrigating, but yeah, we can shut that off. Now the bitrate is good. Maybe it was too many leaves there. Now it's actually decent bitrate. Still jumping around quite a bit. How hot is it now in there? I checked, it was like 40 degrees. Hopefully it's not too much. So I need to open the... Ah, snake! It's the, I think that's the copper worm, whatever that's called. That one is not poisonous, but more snakes. Sneaky snake. I can hold on so the door doesn't blow up. How much does it say? But there was a snake. Oh yeah, I don't think it's too much. It's borderline, but I don't dare to open the roof hatch. It's so windy. Där är majs. Det var lite, jag tror att jag vattnade för lite, det var lite börjat torka, men de andra som jag satt i backen sen var bra, så tomaterna. Det är med meloner, de där som är i jorden, det är meloner. De tycker nog jag vattnar dem just, man får vattna varje dag bara. Det är meloner, och sen här är tomater, 6 stycken tomater, 7 tomater, en pottu. Ja. Jag vågade nog inte yppa den där taklupan, det hade blåsat. Och det skulle bli kallare, det skulle bli så hett. Just det är bra att man tränar, just det hetas på dag så är det vid skugga, så blir det inte så perkulas hett. Det blir där vid det blir hett men inte för hett. Hot but not too hot. Wild strawberries. I didn't mow them because wild strawberries. hell the wind. To hell with the wind. At least it's not hot. But yeah, a little bit more oats has come up here, but this is not the good germination we hoped for, but I guess it's okay still. If we would get, but we need rain, and it doesn't look that rainy in the forecast now. Might be some small rains, but a good old soaker would be good. We need a super soaker. But yeah, that's probably gonna be a little bit shorter stream today. The network was kind of screwed up today, and it's very windy, but we'll see next time if it works better. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next.
Great dawn breath, coffee in a jar, frost on the shed roof, keys in my hand. Massive 35, waiting by the birch line. Old paint fading, still stops on command. Oh yeah, red tractors in the pines, working through the finished sky. From the barley to the rye, and the spruce that scrapes so high. 35, 165, 399, still pulling fire. 645 by the front of the line. Red tractors in the pine. Rain dust dancing, sun breaks the fall. Black soil turning under steel and slaw. 165 holes through the low wet ground. 399 holes as the swans swing around. Red tractors in the pine, working through the finished sky. From the barley to the rye, and the spruce that scrapes so high. 35, 165, 399, still pulling fire. 645 by the front of the line. Red tractors in the pines. Forest at our shoulders, fields at our feet. 4 old friends and a lifetime of weed. Red tractors in the pine, working through the finished sky. From the valley to the rye, and the spruce that scrapes so high. 35, 165, 399, still pulling fire. 645 by the front of the line. Red tractors in the pine. Red tractors in the pine.
Chat keeps yapping about my life like it knows my every move, but it never stacked up birch pile high or pulled a stuck rig loose. Long field flat and frozen, breath hangs wide in the air. I got belly under blankets and diesel in my prayer. Weather is the boss. weather is the boss out here. Not some screen, not some talk in my ear. From the grain to the gray old moss, clock says go, but the sky says stop. I plan, I push, I cuss, I toss out on this finished cross. Yeah, yeah. The weather is the boss.
Great dawn bread, coffee in a jar, frost on the shed roof, keys in my hand. Messy 35, waiting by the birch line. Old paint fading, still stops on command. Oh yeah, red tractors in the pines, working through the finished sky. From the barley to the rye, and the spruce that scrapes so high. 35, 165, 399, still pulling fine. 645 by the front of the line. Red tractors in the pine.